There is a land where ancient spirits whisper through towering granite hills, where cascading waterfalls echo the laughter of local children, and where every sunrise tells a story of resilience, culture, and untamed beauty. Zimbabwe isn't just a country, it's a heartbeat, a soul, a tapestry of moments that connect its people to the land and the land to its legacy. Whether you dream of walking with elephants in untamed wilderness or listening to the haunting notes of the Mbira under starry skies, Zimbabwe offers a journey, not just through its breathtaking landscapes, but into the heart of its vibrant culture and history. Come discover a place where every corner holds a story, and every story is waiting for you to hear it. Zimbabwe boasts a wealth of history and diverse geography. The country's name comes from the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, an ancient city and trade center built by the Shona people between the 11th and 15th centuries. The Great Enclosure is a well-known symbol of Zimbabwe's history. Before Europeans arrived, the land was first inhabited by hunter-gatherer groups, followed by the Bantu-speaking people who brought farming, iron-making, and organized leadership. Politically, Zimbabwe has a history of fighting for freedom from British control. The struggle grew stronger in the 1960s, with groups like ZANU and ZAPU leading the way. After a long and difficult fight called the Rhodesian Bush War, Zimbabwe became free in 1980. Robert Mugabe became the first prime minister, but after independence, the country faced challenges with its economy and governance, which affected its position in the world. Even with these challenges, Zimbabwe is rich in culture and nature. Zimbabwe is a country that holds one of the most captivating natural beauties on Earth, a place that seems like it was taken straight from a fairy tale. It's known for the mighty Victoria Falls, which roar through green forests, and Lake Kariba, which offers peaceful and picturesque views. But it's not just about the amazing sights. This nation has a rich cultural heart, with friendly people and vibrant traditions that make it truly special. If you go to Zimbabwe, you'll find bustling markets full of bright colors, wild places that seem untouched by humans, and old ruins that tell stories from many years ago. While the beauty of Zimbabwe is well known, there are other aspects of the country that aren't so widely recognized. Are you curious about what daily life is like in such an exceptional place? Let's explore further. You might be surprised by what you learn. Number 1. The world's largest platinum reserves but struggles economically. Zimbabwe is a land rich in natural treasures, holding some of the biggest platinum stores on the planet, along with chromium and lithium deposits. These valuable resources have the potential to drive the economy, but surprisingly, the country struggles economically. Despite having such wealth under the surface, many Zimbabweans live in poverty, grappling with high inflation and unemployment rates. Zimbabwe's economic issues stem from a combination of factors. Corruption, mismanagement, and hyperinflation have caused the country's once thriving economy to decline dramatically. In the early 2000s, Zimbabwe's economy faced a sharp downturn, and it led to a disastrous period of hyperinflation where the local currency lost almost all of its value. For instance, in 2008, inflation hit an astronomical 89.7 sextillion%. This led to the government abandoning the Zimbabwe dollar and adopting foreign currencies like the US dollar. While Zimbabwe's mining sector is a source of national pride, the lack of infrastructure, inefficient policies, and international sanctions make it difficult for foreign investors to engage in long-term projects. The result is that wealth from mining doesn't trickle down to the average citizen. Thus, despite the presence of platinum, one of the world's largest deposits, the general population has not seen significant improvements in their standard of living. Number 2. Mysterious disappearances in the Matopos Hills. The Matopos Hills, located in the southwestern part of Zimbabwe, are a land of breathtaking beauty and deep history. These towering granite outcrops, shaped over millions of years, create a surreal landscape that draws both locals and travelers alike. But beyond their natural beauty, the hills have a mysterious aura, and many legends surround them. The local people believe that the hills are home to powerful ancestral spirits, and some say they possess the ability to make people disappear. The Matopos Hills are also home to some of Zimbabwe's earliest rock art, left by the Sand People thousands of years ago. The paintings tell stories of hunting, spirituality, and daily life, offering a window into a time long gone. As visitors explore the region, they may come across these ancient images etched into rock faces, giving the hills an even more ethereal feeling. The hills are also home to the grave of Cecil Rhodes, a British colonial figure who was instrumental in the development of southern Africa. Rhodes chose the Matopos Hills as his final resting place, leaving behind a controversial legacy. His grave is located at World's View, which offers sweeping views of the surrounding area. This spot has become a point of contention, as Rhodes's actions and impact on the indigenous populations are a sensitive subject in modern Zimbabwe. Nonetheless, the region's power, both physical and spiritual, remains undeniable. Number 3. Zimbabwe's stone sculptures, a world apart. Zimbabwe is also known for its exquisite stone sculptures, which have become internationally recognized as a form of artistic expression deeply tied to the country's culture. The Shona people, who reside primarily in Zimbabwe, are famous for their intricate and spiritual carvings, most of which are made from serpentine stone. These sculptures, which range from representations of human figures to abstract forms, hold significant meaning for those who craft and admire them. The history of Shona stone sculpture goes back centuries, with roots in spiritual practices. Artists believe that the stones they work with contain spirits, and their goal is to release the essence hidden inside. The act of sculpting is therefore deeply sacred, as it involves tapping into spiritual realms and connecting with ancestors. These sculptures have attracted global attention, with pieces now displayed in art galleries worldwide. The artists of Zimbabwe have created a unique niche for themselves, and their works continue to reflect themes of love, unity, and respect for the natural world. Visitors to Zimbabwe can explore the vibrant art scene, where these sculptures tell stories of the people's beliefs and history. Number 4. The Mbira, an instrument of the soul. The Mbira, often called the thumb piano, is a traditional instrument that holds great spiritual and cultural significance in Zimbabwe. Made of metal keys placed on a wooden board, the Mbira is played by plucking the keys with the thumbs and index fingers. The instrument's enchanting, melodic sound has made it central to the Shona people's rituals and celebrations. Beyond its musical value, the Mbira is seen as a tool to connect with the spiritual world. It is often played in ceremonies meant to honor ancestors, seek guidance, or invite spirits into the lives of the living. During these ceremonies, the music of the Mbira is thought to create a bridge between the worlds of the living and the deceased. The Mbira's role is so vital to Zimbabwean culture that it has become a symbol of national identity. It resonates with the sounds of the land, telling stories of the past and present, and inviting listeners to experience a deep connection with the country's spiritual heritage. Number 5. The breathtaking Victoria Falls. The smoke that thunders. Victoria Falls, one of the most famous natural wonders of the world, is a must-see landmark in Zimbabwe. Known by the locals as Mozio Atunya, meaning the smoke that thunders, Victoria Falls is a massive waterfall that spans over 5,500 feet across and plunges more than 350 feet into the gorge below. The sight and sound of the water crashing down is so powerful that it can be heard from miles away, and the mist that rises from the falls creates a unique, magical atmosphere. Beyond its stunning beauty, Victoria Falls is an important site for wildlife and conservation. The surrounding area, known as the Victoria Falls National Park, is home to an array of animals, including elephants, lions, and various bird species. The falls also contribute significantly to Zimbabwe's tourism industry, drawing visitors from around the world for sightseeing, adventure sports, and wildlife viewing. In addition to its natural wonder, Victoria Falls holds cultural importance to the local communities. The indigenous people have long considered the falls a sacred site, and the area is rich in spiritual and historical significance. Number 6. The influence of Zimbabwean cuisine. Zimbabwean cuisine is a reflection of the country's diverse cultures, offering a variety of flavors and dishes that have been passed down through generations. The staple food in Zimbabwe is sadza, a thick cornmeal-based porridge that is eaten with a variety of stews and vegetables. Sadza is often served with meats like chicken, beef, or goat, as well as leafy greens, beans, and maize. Zimbabwean cuisine is also known for its flavorful spices, which add depth to many dishes. Vegetables like pumpkins, tomatoes, and cabbage are frequently used, and the variety of fruits available, such as mangoes, bananas, and guavas, adds to the vibrant, colorful palette. Meals are often shared with family and friends, highlighting the importance of community and togetherness in Zimbabwean culture. In addition to traditional foods, Zimbabwe is also home to a burgeoning wine industry, with local wineries producing high-quality wines from grapes grown in the country's diverse climate. As Zimbabwe continues to develop economically, its culinary scene is becoming more diverse, with influences from across Africa and beyond. Number 7. The power of traditional healing in Zimbabwe. Traditional healing plays an integral role in Zimbabwean society, particularly in rural areas. The country's indigenous healers, known as Nanga, traditional doctors, have long provided spiritual and medicinal guidance to those in need. These healers rely on ancient knowledge passed down through generations to diagnose and treat a variety of ailments using herbs, rituals, and ceremonies. In addition to their medicinal practices, traditional healers are often seen as spiritual leaders, offering wisdom and guidance during times of personal crisis. For many Zimbabweans, seeking the advice of a Nanga is an essential part of maintaining physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. While modern medicine is available, traditional healing remains an important aspect of Zimbabwean life, with many people turning to both Western and traditional approaches to maintain balance and health. 1. The role of religion in Zimbabwean. Life religion plays a central role in Zimbabwean society, with the majority of the population practicing Christianity. Although indigenous religious beliefs remain prevalent, especially in rural areas. Christianity was introduced to Zimbabwe during colonial times, and is now the dominant religion in the country. Churches play an important role in community life, offering spiritual guidance, social support, and sometimes even practical help, such as food, assistance, or educational programs. In addition to Christianity, many Zimbabweans continue to observe traditional religious practices, which often include ancestor worship, rituals, and spiritual ceremonies. These practices are deeply rooted in the belief that the living and the dead are interconnected, and maintaining strong ties with ancestors is seen as essential to the well-being of individuals and communities. Zimbabwe's religious diversity contributes to the country's rich cultural tapestry, with different faiths coexisting and shaping daily life in unique ways. Number 9. A rich literary tradition. Zimbabwe boasts a rich literary tradition, with many writers using their craft to tell stories of the country's past, present, and future. The country's most famous literary figure is Dambudzo Marechera, whose works, including The House of Hunger, captured the disillusionment of a post-colonial society. His writing is known for its raw intensity and critique of societal structures, offering a deep reflection on the struggles of Zimbabwean life. Other notable writers include Sitidangaremga, author of Nervous Conditions, a novel that explores the complexities of gender and identity in post-colonial Zimbabwe, and Patina Gapa, whose collection, An Elegy for Easterly, explores themes of political corruption, loss, and human resilience. Zimbabwe's literary landscape is thriving, with emerging voices offering new perspectives on the nation's ongoing challenges and triumphs. 1. The challenges and opportunities for Zimbabwe's future. While Zimbabwe faces significant challenges, including political instability, economic hardship, and social inequality, it also has immense opportunities for growth and progress. The country's rich natural resources, cultural heritage, and vibrant youth population provide a foundation for future development. Education and innovation are key to unlocking Zimbabwe's potential. With a highly literate population and a strong tradition of intellectualism, Zimbabwe has the potential to become a hub for education, research, and technological advancement. At the same time, the country's vast natural beauty and wildlife offer opportunities for sustainable tourism that could provide jobs and stimulate economic growth while preserving the environment. Through creative policies, international partnerships, and grassroots initiatives, Zimbabwe can move toward a brighter future, where its people can thrive and its culture can be celebrated on the global stage. Thanks so much for watching. If you've liked this video, please subscribe and click to watch the next one.